Hi guys, and welcome back to the study hack series. In this video we'll be looking at the next study hack, which is planning. So obviously in the last study hack we looked at how to set goals, and in this one we'll show you how to plan for you to achieve those goals. So again, I'm going to bring up a quote which is probably one of my favorite quotes, and it's by Benjamin Franklin, and it's that if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So essentially what it's saying is that planning is not just something that is convenient for you to do or is useful. It is absolutely essential to your success, and that applies with any field as well. So the first thing we'll look at is, how do you plan? How do you actually do it? So this is a bit of a problem, because people don't really, they sort of like just sit down for a certain amount of time and just study, and they're not really monitoring how long they're studying for and how long their breaks are. I believe that obviously you should view your time as in studying time and free time, and those two times should be kept separate. And I believe that you should study. I mean, this is just a personal preference that really worked well for me. I believe that you should study in 1 hour blocks. So that's the first thing I'll say. In terms of studying, you are doing it in 1 hour blocks. I also believe your breaks should either be maybe 10 or 15 minutes long. I recommend 15 minutes because then it allows you to use the time really well. So in terms of like the quarter hour sections, isn't it? So it works really well in terms of time. So imagine, for example, I've got a weekend to revise. So let's say I've got a Saturday to do revision, and I'm getting close to my exam, so I feel like, okay, I need to put in about 6 hours of work of studying. So here's an example of how I would actually go about that, and I'll show you exactly how I've broken that revision down and planned it out. The night before the planning should be done, and you can even plan for multiple days like in advance. So like, let's say I could have planned for Sunday as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All that planning could already be done, so you have like a broader plan and a daily plan. So here's an example of a daily plan for Saturday. So let's say I wake up 4:45 or 4:50, something like that, have my brush, do my brush, maybe have a bit of breakfast, and then I start at 5 o'clock. Okay, so 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, there's 1 hour chunk. That is my first hour. Then 6 o'clock to 6:15 would be a break. 6:15 to 7:15 is another hour. 7:15 to 7:30 is a break. 7:30 to 8:30 is another hour. 8:30 to 8:45 is a break. 8:45 to 9:45, another hour. 9:45 to 10 is a break. 10 to 11 is another hour. 11 to 11:15 is a break. And then finally 11:15 to 12:15 is the 6th hour. So I'll have managed to fit those 6 hours of revision in between 5 o'clock in the morning and 12:15, at which time I'll probably have lunch. So you see how I've managed to get all my revision out of the way, planned it in the early part of the day, thus allowing me the rest of the day, let's say I sleep at 10, I've got about 10 hours then to do whatever I want, if that's free time. You can spread out your revision, plan it however you want. I like to wake up early in the morning and do it then and get my hours out of the way. But obviously some people operate differently. I recommend that because you do the work and then you get a reward, which is your free time, your play time, whatever. But even if you do it at night, you still have to plan it. Okay, even if you spread it out throughout the day, your 6 hours, I'm just giving an example, 6 hours getting close, you have to plan your revision. And that applies for school days as well. Let's say, for example, you go to school, you come back from school, that time is, you can't touch that time. So you can maybe plan an hour before then, maybe 6 till 7 in the morning, you can plan it, I don't know. And then when you come home, maybe like you have a break for about half an hour, and then, or 1 hour, and then 4:30 to 5:30, you could do another hour, and then you have a break of 15 minutes. Maybe you have dinner, I don't know, or if you did have it early, or then 5:45 to 6:45, if you're not having dinner, you can do another hour. You see how you're just planning it out and having breaks as well, either side of the revision. And or in between, you know, the study sessions, and that really lets you structure your day in terms of revision really, really well, so you know how you're spending your time, and you know when your free time is as well. So it allows you to track your time, which is, again, a really important part of having a successful day. So I would recommend you do that. And of course, with those hours, you can basically say how you're going to use those hours. So for example, you might put biology unit 1 in the first hour, you know, biology unit 2 in the second hour, whatever. But you can then also write down on your plan what you're going to do in each hour, and hopefully you should get through content and leave yourself some time at the end to do some questions, thus allowing you to cover as much content as possible, or learn as much as possible within that 1 hour. So that is how I would personally plan, and that's how I recommend you do it as well. So that would be the action steps for this video. Plan your revision in hourly chunks, and have 15-minute breaks.